Hey there, welcome back to Tennille Talks. So the mechanism that God uses to build character is fire. You are divine fire that leads to suffering and rebirth. Now, the overall message in this reading, it starts with greed. Greed is a destructive force. It's a manifestation of selfishness and a lack of contentment and trust in a higher power or the natural order of things. In Buddhism, there are 3 poisons that lead to suffering and rebirth: greed, hatred, and ignorance. This reading is specifically about greed. There was somebody that crossed your path. They considered you to be a nice guy. Now, I have a card that says nice guy. I really don't think this has anything to do with you being male or female. But when we're thinking about a guy, we think about masculine energy. Masculine energy is about strength, courage, independence, leadership, dominance, and assertiveness. Now, to be considered nice when we're talking about masculinity, nice is not a kind word. It is not a pleasant word. When we're looking at the root meanings of nice, to be nice means to be ignorant, unaware, careless, clumsy, weak, simple, foolish, and stupid. And so your masculinity was considered to be nice. Someone misread you. And they misread you because they were overwhelmed by their greed. I have a card that says, if you want to know the real you, wait until the pressure is applied. One of the ways that you applied pressure in the situation that I'm going to explain is because you went through or you performed an emotional withdrawal. That means you reduced communication, you reduced engagement, and you noticeably lacked or cut back on the interaction that you had with this specific person. And so when somebody enters your world, they enter your world because they want something you have. Greed overwhelms them. For you, it is sudden wealth. To take something from you would have given this person sudden wealth. Right now, I'm describing a couple. Now, I have a card that says relationship. It doesn't mean a couple. It doesn't mean 2 people that are together. It could mean 2 people that share some type of bond or connection. This couple, these 2 people are licking their wounds. They are trying to recover from some type of setback or disappointment. They are trying to recover because they have been defeated. They are sitting in the energy of shame. They have been made to feel ashamed or unhappy. Now, this all began with temptation. When we are tempted, it means that we have a desire to do something wrong or unwise. Oftentimes, it's about being enticed. It's enticement to act in disobedience to God's will. So this is devil energy. You have 2 people all hopped up and high on devil energy. And your intuition is the very thing that tempted them. Intuition is the ability to know something instinctively without conscious reasoning. And so your intuition is like a drug. It lures people in. It is something that people don't naturally possess because it is divinely given to you. This reading labels you as a black cat. Black cat meaning that your mysticism gives you the energy of good luck, of prosperity. You are a messenger of the spirit world. You are also a spiritual protector. One of the Adinkra symbols that comes up in this reading says, I am not carrying your basket. So you have 2 people hopped up on devil energy that essentially want you to carry their basket, meaning when they look at you, they see determination, they see industry, self-reliance. Your economic self thrives because of what your intuition affords you. And so that is what tempts people to make their way to you. They want something you have because of the greed that they possess. Well, we have game over. Whatever this journey was has come to some type of completion. Now, when the game is over in this reading, this means that this couple, this relationship, whoever took this journey to take or to steal something from you, they are meeting the end of their worldly attachments, which is really the beginning of their spiritual awakening. When the Most High allows people to enter your field, and when they're using their free will to be wicked or to do evil, the Most High already knows that you are the divine fire that is going to build their character by way of failure. And so it is game over for whatever this operation or this journey was. In the center of the reading, it says that you have some type of authority. The authority that you possess is the very thing that tempted them. Now, your authority is divinely ordained power. It gives you the right to guide, teach, and influence others. This is the very thing that they wanted to assassinate. I literally have a card that says assassination. That means that they want to end your existence by some type of secret attack. Oftentimes, when we think of assassination, we really connect it to political reasons. Now, your protection is top-notch, next level, top tier. I have a card here with a gargoyle on it. Now it says, in stone I'm carved, let alone in the cold, always watching over, protecting stories untold. Now, spiritually speaking, gargoyles represent protection. They ward off evil spirits and they ward off harmful spirits. And so you have this divinely appointed authority that somebody wants to end secretly. And so I feel like whether you knew these two people personally, whether these two people just had the same agenda, but maybe they weren't personally connected, maybe you had a relationship with one person and the other part of this duo is somebody behind the scenes that you know nothing about. But what they didn't count on is your level of protection. You are the temptation. And so God allows people to enter your space by way of their greed, their hatred, or their ignorance. But when they leave you, they are refined. Something about them is forever changed. Now, this reading talks about some type of revenge. I started to kind of search. I often hear that success is the best revenge. There is, well, as of last year, there was an author who was the #1 New York Times best-selling author. His name is Mark Manson. And he said that the best revenge is simply to improve yourself so much that the person regrets whatever they did to you without you ever even having to say a word. The idea is that you become so good that even getting revenge feels like a waste of your time. And so this reading says that somebody was tempted by your authority. And the way you got revenge on this situation is by leveling up. You hit some victory or some type of success mode, which means you overcome challenges, you overcome struggles and difficulties, whether that is internal, external, or both. Revenge is about being able to pay back an evildoer who has wronged you in some kind of way. But when you have a divine authority, you understand that if you get revenge in the same way that it was delivered to you, it is going to perpetuate a cycle of harm. And so your revenge is about getting better. It's about becoming the greatest version of yourself. So this gives me the mindset that sometimes we forget revenge, and instead of revenge, we choose exorcism. I am not going to get revenge on the evil that you have done. But after you meet me, the fire in me is going to refine you so much so that I will perform an exorcism. Now, an exorcism is about expelling evil spirits. Any spirit that has possessed a person, place, or thing, when you expel it, that itself is the exorcism. And so that's what happened when people meet you. The best revenge is successful exorcism, meaning the spirit of greed that dwelled in them, that tempted them to chase or to come after your intuition. Now, I have a card here. It talks about procrastination. And so the idea of this attack, it was to get you to go in the wrong direction. It was to distract you. It was to lead you off course. If you stay in sync with your spiritual self and your spiritual path, you get to maintain your divine authority. And so this attack was to get you to carry their basket. You were supposed to be somebody's source of wealth. They were supposed to gain sudden wealth off of you by applying a certain amount of pressure. But in the end, if you want to know the real you got to wait until the pressure is applied. And so people thought that they were going to teach you who you were not. And instead, they recognize who they really are. And so you have literally snatched a demon out of the vessel of a couple. Two people who had some type of agreement in how they would approach you or use you in their life as a source of wealth. I have the energy of affliction, delusion, and suffering. And so this is about being in a state of distress, suffering because you have been disconnected from your spiritual path. And so it was already known that you had this divine authority. And so this attack was supposed to assassinate your authority by getting you to go off course. When you're off course, you exist in the energy of procrastination. That means that you are going to delay your actions, but you are also going to postpone your spiritual discipline. But y'all, that is not what happened. One of my handmade cards says, do not be arrogant because of your knowledge. There is no craftsman who has acquired full mastery. And so these people fucked up in a variety of ways. One, they were carrying a poison called greed. Greed is also one of the 7 deadly sins. Okay, so that was strike 1. You're greedy. Strike 2, you had a nerve to be tempted, right? You had to be tempted, which means that whatever you were about to do, it was outside of God's will. It was going to be in disobedience to God's will. Not only that, you went against a black cat. Somebody who possesses intuition means you know things. You know things without consciously being told. You know things without conscious knowledge or proof or evidence. It is just instinctual in you. Now, the gargoyle says that, listen, you got to represent, you have to respect duality. And so somebody thought you were nice and foolish and weak, but the duality of you is an entire gargoyle. There is nothing sexy or cute about a gargoyle, but it is about the power of the protection that the gargoyle provides you. And so can you imagine somebody coming to approach you or to encroach upon your auric field because they have some type of nasty intention to get you to leave your spiritual path, and all of a sudden a gargoyle surfaces? And y'all, so this plan was never going to be a success. And so your greatest revenge is that you just become better. They wanted you to procrastinate. They wanted to assassinate your spiritual authority or this divine anointing. And instead you level up. And the other problem is that these people were arrogant. They thought that they were masters. They thought that they had some type of knowledge or power over you. And so this is what I'm saying. Not every attack that we endure is going to feel good. We are not always going. You know what? A part of divine authority means that most of the times you are going to play defense. You are going to play defense, and people are going to be so offended by the power that flows through you that they will attack you. It is the offense that they feel at your sheer existence. They attack you. They attempt to assassinate you, and you don't respond to them in the way that they want to. Now, here's the thing. If you start to respond to evil with evil, the harm is going to continue, but they have also taken over your focus. And so not only do they not get you off of your spiritual path, but your focus just locks in. You just go into overdrive. And so whoever this person is, this person that had some type of greed that consumed them, you pulled away your emotions. You stopped talking, you stopped communicating, and you probably didn't even explain why you made the move you moved. You just fucking disappeared. Not only did you disappear, but you like doubled down. You just got hungry. You got hungry and you went after whatever the mission was. You got better, you got bigger, you got brighter. Whatever it is that you were focused on, once you took your attention away from this person or these people, you just got after it. And so not only are these people feeling some type of affliction or suffering, but they're watching you level up. See, here's the thing. Everybody is exactly where they planned to be. And so imagine being attacked for 1 year, 5 years, 10 years. Somebody uses their free will to attack you. Well, you have a responsibility to your free will as well. And so if you respond to the attacks, now you are in a battle with fools, evil fools, wrongdoers. But what happens when you don't respond to the attack in the way that the attack has entered your life? And so victory and success is how you win. And so the arrogance of somebody has them in a state of confusion. These people are living in some type of mental uncertainty or doubt. And it's because they are constantly stepping into new territory when they fuck with you. These are people who thought that they were a master. They thought that their knowledge gave them some type of arrogance, right? They thought they knew you. They thought they understood you. They thought that they had you pegged, but you were always going to be new territory because you never stop leveling up. You never stop succeeding. You never stop achieving. And so after every attack, you just become something new, something better, something brighter, something bolder. And so the suffering has never made it to you. The affliction and the delusion, it is never going to be something you claimed because you never went off of your course. You never left your path. You never fell into the hands of your ego. You always stayed true to the divine. And so you are the fire that God uses to build the character in others. A lot of people are going to come to you that are possessed with some type of demonic spirit. You are the exorcist that they didn't know that they needed to meet. And so the Most High is literally scheduling people to experience an exorcism, and you're the damn exorcist. But when they come to you, they think that they're coming to gain or to steal or to take. And the reality is that you are about to snatch something off of their soul that they never knew they needed. And they were tempted by your divine authority, by your divine power. And it's really about your intuition. How the hell do you know what you know? How do you see what you see? When we're talking about you being a black cat, listen, your ability to have this type of sight, this intuition, this vision, this gives you good luck and prosperity. And you don't get it from this world. Black cats are spiritual messengers and spiritual protectors. That means you pull things down from the spirit world and it gives you some type of advantage. And a lot of people don't think that's fair. They're offended. They're threatened by this type of authority. Divine authority lets you lead, teach, and guide people, which on the back end gives you some type of wealth. Oh yeah, they're going to come try to assassinate you. And they want you to take revenge. Because listen, if somebody throws some type of magic at you and you throw it back, well, now you're both holding the same type of energy and you're standing on the same type of playing field. But your version of victory and your version of success, it literally looks like self-improvement. It looks like self-love. It looks like I'm just going to get better. I'm going to pull every inch of emotion and attention from you. I'm going to walk out of your life and never return. Y'all, what is a fight? What is a battle? When one of the opponents walks away, there is no fight. There is no battle. If you don't have access to me, then how can you attack me? If I'm not even in your presence, there will be no temptation. And so this is the moment where people start to feel very small. They feel stupid. They feel insignificant. And the reality is that is exactly what they need to feel in order to recognize that there is a higher power that they should have trusted, right? Instead of trying to steal from me because you're selfish and because you don't know how to make peace and find some type of contentment, right? You have no trust in a higher power. You don't believe in the natural order of things. And so maybe you don't have what you want this year, but guess what? Another year is going to come, but not everybody can wait for another year to get the things that they desire. And so if they see you have some type of energy, if they see you have money, wealth, or some type of privilege or advantage, the highest their mind can go is to take it from you. For some people, that's their greatest plan. That's their greatest thought. And believe it or not, God is going to allow them to enter your space and enter your life and perform however they need to perform. In their mind, they are going to successfully get you. They are going to successfully get you to put down your divinity. They just want you to put it down. When you put down your divine calling, who are you? And so the way that people assassinate you, the way they get you to no longer exist is they get you to drop the calling that the Most High has placed in your heart, your mind, your body, your spirit, and your soul. If you put it down, you no longer can identify with that calling or with that authority. And so you don't put it down, you just cling to it harder. Not only do you cling to it, but you walk away. I'm telling you, when you walk away from people that enter your life because they are tempted to attack you, this is what snatches the demon from their soul. And so this reading literally says that when people meet you, they are either going to suffer or be reborn. And a lot of them must first suffer in order to be reborn. Y'all, I love you. And this is another win for the home team. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.